ChatGPT wrote this for me, but I like it. And I wanted to read it to you and get your thoughts on it. It's called I Shook It. The real stuff. Shake it off, right? I didn't struggle with burnout. I overrode biology. I kept shaking it off until my nerves shut me down. This isn't mindset, it's circuitry. When the emotional brain stops talking to the logical one, the body takes over. The amygdala screams, the frontal lobe disappears, and your systems start running on backup power. That's why you can feel calm and still be collapsing. That's why you can believe in yourself and still not move. No action. The signal between your brain and your body got cut. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to get your wiring back online. To show you how to make your nervous system believe you're safe so your drive, focus, and emotion can actually operate again. Sorry, let me correct that. So they can actually cooperate again. They're always operating for you. The human force field, that's the system I'm developing. That's my theory. That's my framework. It isn't about healing. It's about remembering how your system works before the world, your nervous system develops off your parents when you're children. So the world is your parents, your family, aunts, uncles, friends, teachers. So this is about helping you remember, helping your system be you. It's about remembering how your system works before the world taught it to shut down. Before you were told, just keep a positive attitude. If you believe you can do it, you can. Nah, man. You don't need another belief. You need bandwidth. So let's drop out of our heads and into our hearts. But there's one extra step. You have your frontal brain and you have your nervous system. Your brain and your heart talk through your nervous system. But there's a third part of your brain that doesn't get a lot of attention. It gets dismissed a lot. It gets shut down, misunderstood a lot. And that's your emotional brain, the amygdala and the hippocampus. One holds your reactions to a memory, and one holds your emotional memories. And one talks to your frontal brain, giving you data to make a decision. One talks to your nervous system, your heart, how are we feeling? But they work together. What happens when the highway between your frontal brain and your nervous system gets hijacked, shut down, silenced? Those are your emotions, and we do it every day in our culture, and we're wondering why. Loneliness, burnout, disconnection, these are becoming global pandemics. In fact, when I researched it, loneliness was number 4 on the list of global pandemics. So we just feel disconnected. And it's not just the fact that we're sitting at home on phones. It's the fact that we go to the grocery store and we don't want to talk to anybody because we're just anxious. We're all becoming introverts, if you will. But we're not. It's because we've grown up in a culture that's taught us to silence our emotions. But emotions, they can't be silenced because your emotions aren't something you choose. Feelings, attitude is something you choose. But emotions, they're felt. Those are physical, biological responses in the body caused by chemicals in the body. And when you silence them, even the motivational industry, they've noticed that about 3% of people, like Tony Robinson, I attended one of his events, and he was saying only about 3% of people who sign up for these courses actually make it to the success, make it to the top. Most people quit before they even make it. And the truth is, it's not because they didn't want to hard enough. It's not because they didn't desire it. It's because they weren't aligned with it. They didn't know how to teach their nervous system how to align with what they wanted. And I'm sorry, but you cannot work against your body and stay motivated, be successful, even be abundant. When I learned how to shift into my body and align with my nervous system, my emotional system, and my frontal cortex, and how to use the three systems together to create a life that I wanted, I said, this is how I would love to feel in my life. I'll give you an example. I was putting my kids to bed, and it was really, really rough nighttime, okay? Frustrated, we're nearly in tears. I can't get them into bed. We have a really early morning. And I stopped and I paused and I said, this is not the kind of bedtimes I want with my children. Thank you to what I have learned over the last couple years. I said, I need just 5 minutes, boys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for how this night has been going. Give me 5 minutes. And I stepped outside. I grounded into the positivity, the gratitude of the moment. Deep breath. Find your gratitude. Thank you for me. Say to your body, because it's working for you on your behalf. So if my nervous system is creating this environment that's tense and full of tension and stress and disagreements, it's creating it for me. It's working on my behalf under some belief that it holds, that says it needs to protect me from something. So I said, thank you for protecting me. What are you protecting me from? And the last 5 years of my relationship, at this point I'm divorced, but the last 5 years of my relationship before this, I had felt extremely unsupported in my relationship. And so when I asked the question, that feeling came up of just feeling unsupported, exhausted, and like I didn't have anyone I could depend on. Like there wasn't anyone there to help me. And I realized that had been a primary emotion that had been triggering in my system to a lot of events. Even though I had support, I would get really frustrated. And I didn't understand why I was so frustrated, because I am supported and I love my boys and I love bedtimes. And it's not a big deal. We will get to sleep just fine. But I would get frazzled. And that was my nervous system responding to this feeling that had been stored in my body and in the memory. And I had to address the feeling. And then I said, let's update that belief. We are supported. So when this feeling comes up again, we're going to hold it as the feeling of being supported. When this emotion comes up, we have to get the boys to bed. It's late. When this thought, this emotion triggers between the amygdala and the hippocampus, and then I'm talking to my nervous system. I'm saying, I want you to respond from a place of a feeling. The feeling is how the nervous system responds to the emotion the body creates. So I'm telling it the feeling I want it to respond with, the feeling that I am supported. And bless my experience, bless the universe, bless God, whoever it is. Maybe it even is just me. Whatever you believe, because of the experience that I went through a couple years ago, where the amygdala and the hippocampus, the tension between it became so tight, it destroyed, from what I understand, it was like a traumatic brain injury, so it destroyed the white matter in my brain. And it has been an incredible, interesting journey through that healing process. I literally was forced to live in each moment with no recollection of past moments or forward moments, and yet I had all of the memories of how to operate in life. And so that was really interesting, unique experience. And I'll share more of that, the more content that I share on here. And this is the story I want to get out there. Stop pushing and stop talking to your nervous system. Those feelings that you call on, you're telling your nervous system how to respond to the emotion you are feeling. But how can you tell your nervous system, hey, I want to feel this way? Sometimes you have to actually go into the emotion. Why am I feeling this emotion? Or where did this emotion come from? And for me, it was a particularly night where I'd asked if we could get the boys to bed. early, and then friends had come over, and we didn't get into bed till 11, and we had an early morning. And so I was just really frustrated and feeling unsupported and unheard. And that emotion got stuck in my body as a nervous system response to late bedtimes. So I had to reprogram that. And it's wonderful, and it's amazing, and it's incredible. And I love helping people get into that ability to talk to their body and their nervous system to say, hey, this is the reality that I want to create. And the craziest thing is that since I have started doing this, I filed for my divorce, it went through in a couple months, and then I started working with a few coaches to build out a training program for this and to get my message out and to start coaching. And this isn't a coaching call. This is just my personal YouTube channel where I'm just sharing a bit about me because I was told I needed to be online. And it's true, you know, online is visibility. But, yeah, right now I help others just come home to their body, come home, period. When you are at home with yourself and you understand yourself, when you're with your partner and you're starting feeling frustrated, you can stop, pause, and be like, hey, it gives you the exercises you need to be able to connect with people more. I've been able to make friends and talk to strangers in such a deeply fulfilling way. This is the crazy part. I used to be an extroverted introvert. That's what people would call me. Really extroverted with people, but a complete hermit inside. I just wanted to be left alone, left at home. But I loved people, but I hated people. Now, I just see the miracle of the very fact that they are there in that moment with me, and it is wonderful, and I'm present in that moment, and it is beautiful and wonderful. So, if this resonates with you, follow me. I'm going to share my story, and then when I start coaching and I get my coaching program launched and all that, then I would love if some of you could sign up and just have a conversation with me so that I can get practice kind of talking to other people outside of my comfort zone to see if I can help you come home to you and stop feeling like you have to do it all. Stop feeling frustrated, burnt out, unsupported. Stop feeling lonely. Stop feeling disconnected. Stop feeling like when you go to the grocery store, it's the biggest fucking chore in the world because of the mental load of just going to the grocery store and people might talk to you. It is hella okay to be like, okay, let's go to the grocery store, and just go to the grocery store and enjoy it. And people won't talk to you because you'll tell your nervous system, I don't want to talk to people. You'll know how to do that. You'll know how to create the reality that you want without having to create it with your mind, without thinking, oh, I don't want to talk to people. You'll just tell your nervous system and it does the work for you. And it's pretty crazy. Our bodies are magic. I mean, they always tell you, 95% of your brain is subconscious and 5% is conscious. And I've realized through my healing process, and I get like these instant manifestations, okay? I will imagine getting to the doctor's office at a specific time, and then I hit all the green lights, even though I left a little bit late. And we get there right on time, and I'm like, damn. Or I also get instant blocks, which means like if I'm getting them in the car and I'm frustrated, oh, we're a little bit late. We hit every red light, and it's a practice in patience to just be like, we can be patient. And no joke. So this is how raw my nervous system and my brain is. It is like the emotional brain of a 3-year-old. That is how long it has taken to heal and to grow a new emotional baseline. So I have this emotional brain of a 3-year-old, and then I have the frontal cortex fully developed of an adult. And so it is a crazy experience inside of my head and inside of my brain. But I realized, like, I was just pushing to perform for others instead of just being present with me. So it is okay to be present with you, with yourself. Just be here. Be present. Like I said, I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to just say it's okay to stop. Reconnect to Mother Earth. Reconnect to yourself, to your body, to your heart. Drop your shoulders and just be present for one single moment. And then think of what you'd want your next moment to feel like in your body. Tell your nervous system, when I walk out of this room, when I put this phone down, When I go see this person, this is what I want to feel like. Confident, sure of myself, abundant, grateful for the moment I have with them. And your nervous system will make it happen. Blessings and peace.